Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nerd Den here, and finally I'm doing my review for The Timeless Children, and I'm really sorry that it is late, as the episode did air on Sunday. The maximum of days late I am for doing reviews is like 2, but yeah, I just kind of have been really busy, and hands down I apologise on that, but yeah, I've watched the episode twice, so I kind of have a lot of information to talk about. It was a longer episode, and there was a lot to think about as well regarding the episode. And again, this is spoilers. I mean, I've already covered the spoilers on the channel, so yeah, and it's a lot to take in. Like, for real, it's fucking mad. Like, this episode in itself is a mad one. Like, holy shit, because I'm just so taken back by a lot of the things that happened in this episode. Now, I'm not going to be focusing too much on what I've already talked about in the spoiler videos regarding the new Doctors that are being shown and the whole retcon and everything. That might be discussed further in another video where I look at fan feedback and how it's been accepted and not accepted by the community as a whole. But yeah, just for the purposes of today, I'm going to be looking at the review. And, doing the review, should I say. But yeah, the episode visually was, again, absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of stuff going on. And in terms of the plot, it had a lot of things to cover, because Series 12 introduced a lot of plot elements that needed to be answered by the finale. We had Joe Martin's Doctor, who we got a good enough answer. I mean, we'll probably see some more things in Series 13, but we got to see her again, and I absolutely love her incarnation of the Doctor. I just want to see more of it, to be honest. And obviously, we had the lone Cyberman being answered as well, and obviously what the Cybermen wanted. And we did see some stuff regarding Gallifrey, and obviously the Timeless Child, and yeah, what the Master discovered that caused him to go apeshit. But just seriously, as a whole, this series was just what? It was such a bombshell, and I'm just like, whoa! I'm so mind blown, honestly. And throughout this review, that's what I'll be discussing, because I'm just like, whoa! It has changed Doctor Who forever, and what I'm going to be touching upon now is the Hidden Doctors. That I feel like did add a lot to the episode, and the only part that annoyed me is that we didn't get a exact answer to how many more Doctors that are out there. And normally that wouldn't annoy me, but just because obviously these are all pre-Hartnell Doctors, it does kind of mess up the numbering of what we've had so far. And I know, again, this is just me literally, I'm not trying to like moan for the sake of it. I'm not going to say, oh my god, I hate the show for this. It's just because obviously we've always referred to various Doctors, not just Hartnell, by the way. I'm not saying that I'm totally against this idea. I'm just saying that we've always referred to, I don't know, David Tennant's Doctor as the 10th Doctor, and Matt Smith's as the 11th, Capaldi's as the 12th, and obviously Jodie Whittaker's as the 13th. Now, I know it was slightly different before with John Hurt's War Doctor and David Tennant with his Meta-Crisis Regeneration kind of affecting the numbers. But yeah, I would just like to know where the numbering stands officially in canon. And yeah, it's just something that I want to know. I'm curious about, and I'm sure we'll get an answer in Series 13. But for the moment, it kind of just felt like a little bit of a tease for Series 13. I wish that for something that was so big and game-changing that we just got a little bit more towards that. I was kind of taken aback that the lone Cyberman, who acted like an absolute badass and was very cunning and very menacing, managed to get tricked by the Master. That surprised me, and I wish we got to see more of how he was rejected by the Cybermen. I thought that would have been a little bit of a nice touch to fully develop his character, because obviously he is a unique Cyberman for a lot of reasons. For a starter, he is half converted, he's damaged, he doesn't have an emotional inhibitor, so he's driven by hatred for humanity, and I feel like it would have been interesting to know why he killed his own children and why he wanted to become a Cyberman in the first place. But I guess we might get some answers in Series 13, but again, this isn't all guaranteed. It's just based off what Chibnall said, that there'll be some stuff that won't be answered in this series. And then also, I've got to say, well done to Jodie Whittaker and Sacha Dhawan for their roles and acting for the Doctor and the Master, respectively. Like, oh my god, I was on the edge of my seat with that. And I gotta say, Sacha's Master for this episode reminded me a lot of the craziness of the Joker from Joaquin Phoenix. I was like, what? I was so taken aback, especially when he got the Siberian inside him and he was just like waving about and like having the sinister laugh. I was like, wow, he is really, really developing as a character. And I was like, wow, I want to see more of this guy. And I really enjoyed that. But in terms of the companions, I feel like they were a little bit taken aback. Like, they were like a little subplot that felt a little bit unnecessary, and I felt like if their scenes were cut a little bit, like, obviously we got not like a rushed solution to them being trapped on the cyber ship, and I did like them being dressed up as Cybermen. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I just felt they didn't really contribute a lot to the episode, but I did like seeing Yaz in particular being a lot more emotional towards the Doctor, and obviously they all think the Doctor's dead. That is kind of sad, but honestly, the companions generally have all evolved a lot throughout the series, and for some of them it's been completely surprising. Like Yaz, like she suddenly developed a lot as a character. Ryan as well, in fairness, not as much as I'd like personally, and Graham as well. Bradley Walsh absolutely nails the character, and I absolutely love his contribution to the show. But if I was going to talk about anything else for the episode, the Cybermen, the Cyber Warriors, that's a new variation of Cybermen, I absolutely loved the design for, and I loved the Series 2 era voices for the Cybermen, and I'm glad to see them back. And I did like seeing the Cyber Masters, the Time Lord Cybermen. I thought that was a really interesting concept, and well done for Chris Chibnall for introducing them. I thought that was a very dark idea, that the Master kept the bodies for something, and yeah, he used them for them to be converted into Cybermen. And I hope that these variations of Cybermen do actually show up in the future, because I feel like it would be a cool concept for these Cybermen to go to war with humanity, and I feel like that's being set up, but I'll do a separate video regarding that. But honestly, this was a really good finale, and it really surprised me overall, because obviously I wasn't a big fan of Series 11. It was a very mixed bag, but Series 12 has pretty much stepped up the mark in a lot of ways. I know the revelations have been game-changing, but I'm not going to hop on all negative. I am pretty pleased that there's a lot more mystery added to the show. I just wish we got a little bit more answers regarding that, but I guess we just got to wait till Series 13 to see how things plan out, as I'm pretty sure Chibnall is going to be exploring this storyline a lot more. But yeah, in terms of final score, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Just because, yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. There was a few things that kind of were a little bit off-putting, but hands down, I absolutely loved it. And of course, my favourite part of the episode is when Jodie Whittaker, her Doctor, breaks out of the Matrix. I felt like that was a very defining Doctor moment, not gonna lie. And just the whole use of the classic Doctor Who theme. I think it was like slightly redone anyway, but it was absolutely fantastic. And seeing loads of different companions and Doctors over the years is amazing, and I love the nostalgia of that. And we got to see John Hurt's War Doctor as well. I always love it when the show acknowledges that Doctor, because honestly, I wish we saw more of the War Doctor. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Leave a comment down below of what you all thought about this episode and what you thought of this video, and I will see you all next time. And there will be one more review dropping for Series 12 as a whole, as I'll be going back over the series. I don't know when that's going to be, but it'll be like a retrospective review regarding that. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.